Let's listen to that again.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
Read.
Therefore, hell.
Therefore what?
Hell.
Therefore what?
Therefore, hell
Read.
hath enlarged herself.
Why?
And opened her mouth without measure. And their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
So I'm gonna summarize that. So hell, you didn't read about anything about fire in the middle of the earth in there, right? So guess what? Hell is a condition.
Right.
Our people are in hell right now as we speak because we don't keep God's laws. Things like marry, when you lay with a sister, you're supposed to marry that sister. Things like not eating shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, which you may think are small things, which are big on a grand scale to the Lord, we do otherwise. We go to church on Sundays, not keeping the Lord's Sabbath. We keep birthdays, Christmas, Halloween.
Yeah, because they say the Sabbath is a Saturday, which they're clearly wrong on. Them and all these other camps. Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. It's not the Sabbath unless the new moon falls.
All right, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, the Ruel. All right, those are the true, prophets of Yahweh Shai, Shai, if you want to believe that or not. Okay, and peace, love, and citations to the elect of the true nation of Israel, Yasharallah. As you just heard, man, just seeing, this is a snippet from Elder Apostle Har's channel, man, and he went into IUIC, used to teach the correct hell breakdown, man. When the scriptures talk about hell, it's not talking about no place underground where spirits go and they get judged, tormented, and for eternity, and hell, in a hellscape, hellfire, by demons. And nah, man, that concept is false. Okay, it's a cunningly devised fable. Okay, made up by Esau, Edom, the white man. All right, made up by the heathens. That's the result of the heathens touching our book. All right. Okay, and twisting it up and breaking down the scriptures wrong, man. Okay. So what these Christians talk about hell, where people go for eternity, that's false. That's not real. That's not what the Bible's talking about. It's either talking about the grave or a condition played out on earth, like IUIC just said, which they used to teach, but now they don't. They're teaching this Christian madness, or it's talking about it's referring to like a condition or the grave, or something when it talks about the lake of fire. All right, destruction, judgment, a bad time. And when it's talking about the lake of fire, it's talking about America, Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, which is America. All those terms that I just said is America being, all right. When it's talking about the lake of fire in the Bible, it's talking about America being destroyed by 200 million nuclear missiles, which is going to turn America into a lake of fire. What is 200 million nuclear missiles hitting one place going to do to that place? It's going to make it into a big lake of fire, man. Like the scriptures say, the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard. How is the earth going to be shaking around like it's drunk, like a huge earthquake, by way of 200 million nuclear missiles exploding very simultaneously or all at once, man? That's going to be the result of World War III. All these countries are going to, hate the whore, like the scriptures say, and they're already hating the whore, which is talking about America. The whore is America, and they're going to shoot 200 million nuclear missiles at America, and they're going to hit. All right, like the scriptures say, they shall not miss once they're shot off from the ends of the world. All right, they're not going to miss their target, and their target is going to be America. Okay. So what is the result of 200 million nuclear missiles? The earth is going to be shaken to and fro like a drunkard. All right. So that, that's the lake of fire. So yeah, man, IUIC, they used to teach the correct breakdown of hell. All right, it's a condition played out on earth. All right, we're in hell. This is the Israelite man's hell and the woman's hell too. This is hell for us Israelites, man. All right, us so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird abroad amongst these heathens, looking like the heathens. That's why there's outcasts amongst these heathens. All right, amongst these heathen nations, there's outcasts amongst them because those are Israelites. All right, because their bloodline, their seed line, through their fathers go back to an Israelite man, so-called black, Latino, Native American man. This is our hell, man. All right, and this is the so-called white man. And the heathens, heaven, their paradise. That's why, who says that a lot? All right. What group of people always says, just another day in paradise when they really don't mean it? It's usually a white man saying it. I heard Jake say it sometimes, but it's usually a white man who says, just another day in paradise, brother. When they they gotta clock in for work. All right, their life sucks, because it's truly, this is their time to rule the world by the sword, because that's their blessing. Their blessing is the fatness of the earth, the wholeness of the earth. All right, conquering the earth and doing it by the sword, the killing instrument, which the bullet, pestilences, diseases, famines, a literal sword, gun, weapons of mass destruction, this and that, man. The white man has created all types of weapons, all right, from the bullet to a knife to a dagger to explosives, the nuclear bomb, VACCIN, man, jump shots, if you get the gist, all right. Okay, this white man has even turned our women into a sword, okay, a weapon, okay. So yeah, man, IUIC, they used to teach the correct breakdown, but hey, not no more, IUIC, obviously, everybody knows IUIC, they teach that hell is, like what these Christians teach, all right. You heard it come out of Nate's mouth, saying that hell, you're gonna burn an eternity for hell, eternal damnation, hellfire, which is what these Christians say, man, which is totally false, what these Christians say about the concept of hell is false, and that's what Nate and Bishop Nate and IUIC is teaching now, the Christian concept of hell, when they used to not to, man, and here's evidence. It says 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, Apostle DeHart, watch the video, watch this video, man, and yeah, man, Apostle DeHart, did a video on the topic, on this, and, just, hey, and one point that Apostle DeHart, said was, in this video was like, yeah, like, how do you say, I forgot what he said. Salakia. And he was saying like that they didn't delete the videos. They don't delete the videos that they do, that they, on topics that they don't teach no more, or that they changed. Like for instance, the concept of hell. All right, they've changed their doctrine on the concept of hell, but they haven't deleted the videos. All right, and here's proof. They haven't deleted the videos or got rid of the videos, on what they used to teach. All right, because they don't teach this no more. They don't teach the true concept of hell, that it's a condition played out on earth. They teach the Christian, the modern day Christian concept of hell, but they haven't deleted the old ones. They haven't deleted their old content, and that's the spirit. Because hey, for some reason, my algorithm from YouTube put on some Gilbert Arenas videos, and here's one that popped up, when I showed y'all, this clip from Apostle DeHart, and it's talking about, it says he's lazy, talking about Vince Carter or whatnot. I guess he was lazy, but that's the spirit, because IUIC's being lazy, because Bishop Nate, when they're being lazy, they're slipping up. Their tongues are falling upon themselves, just like Esau. Okay. The Lord is exposing, that their wickedness. Because if they were really, if they were really, if Bishop Nate really was, about his stuff, really believed in what he said, or what he says and what he teaches, then he would delete his old stuff. He would delete his old teachings. He would delete this video. But nah, man. I believe, and some brothers, in GMS, believe as well, but we don't have definite proof or evidence, but we believe that that Nate is bought and paid for, man. He sold out to the devil, to Esau, took the 501c3 charter, man, which is a contract that you make with Esau, the devil, where you could push the truth, but you can't push out certain truths. All right, and you have to teach what Esau tells you, man. Okay, and you get paid a lot of money. All right, you get tax breaks and whatnot. And yeah, man, Bishop Nate, he's changed his doctrine, and he's continuously changing his doctrine and what he teaches, man. To this day, man. Like possibly, to this day. Yeah, but literally, man. All jokes aside, for real, and this is proof. Hey, we're not lying. We don't get on Nate and IUIC and these other camps for nothing, man. We do it out of love, because hey, man, you're changing your doctrine, man. For what? We know why. Because you're bought and paid for, man. You're a sellout. Okay. No, we don't have 100% evidence, but this is all the evidence we need, man. You pushing a different doctrine, man. All right. And get mad when we call you out for it, because you used to teach something else. You used to teach the true names of the Lord. Now you don't. You're saying Jeebus Cross, Christ. All right, all praises to Most High God, Christ bless. However they fucking say it, man. It's just it sounds nasty to me, man. Saying Christ and God, knowing that's not the true names. The true name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right. So yeah, man. IUIC's bought and paid for, man. And you can't tell me otherwise, man. This is Romans 16 and 16. Romans 16 and 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine ye have learned, and avoid them." Okay? And that's what we're doing. We're marking these men, man. All right, spiritually, calling them out. Okay? Showing each other, that, hey, these, IUIC's going off, man. It's plain as day what we're doing, man. They're not teaching what they used to. Okay? They're teaching a contrary doctrine from even what they used to teach. All right? And they're not even deleting, getting rid of what they used to teach. All right? All right? Why? Hey, because they're just doing this for money, man. Nate's doing this for money, for fame. His members are doing it for money or fame, or just to be a part of a club or whatever. Like the apostles say, that their members are like zombies, and they're acting like it, or they would delete these videos or say something or get out of that madness. They just do what they're told. Hey, we do what we're told. I do what I'm told. The men of GMS, the brothers under the apostles, they do what they're told. I do what I'm told. But we do it righteously, man. We don't do this work. We're not in this thing with blind faith. Take things, without even looking them up, doing any research. No, man. We looked up what everything that the apostles and elders, say and teach and preach and taught us. And you know, hey, they're right. You know, they're speaking the truth. You know, but you know these men of IUIC and these other camps outside of GMS, the doctrine of GMS. You know, they don't prove that they don't look up or research what their heads are teaching, man, to see if they're actually preaching teaching the truth. You know, or they would call them out on this, man. All right. Well, why aren't these men calling out Bishop Nate for teaching something different now? The hell is, you know, eternal damnation and whatnot. The Christian concept of hell. Because they're zombies, man, and they're probably being paid for it, man. All right. Verse 18, it says, "For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, but their own belly, and good words, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple." All right. So, yeah, man, you know, Nate and probably most of his underlings, you know, are, you know, doing this thing just to fill their own bellies, to make money, you know, or fame, you know, or to get women or whatever, you know, to fill their bellies. They're not really in this thing for the truth's sake, for the Lord's sake, for the Lord. Or they would call out Bishop Nate and whatnot for changing up his doctrine. All right. Proverbs 24:21. "My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change." Okay. And hey, you know, IUIC and these other camps, you know, specifically IUIC, you know, they're giving a change. They're changing up their doctrine all the time. It's like every week or every other week or every month, IUIC comes out with something new, a different change. Or they change something else, like changing clothes. Like a woman changes her clothes every day, you know. She changes her clothes, you know, multiple times a day. You know, that's IUIC, you know. They don't teach the name of the Lord, you know. The new moon is actually the full moon now. What else? That. So yeah, man. Hope this is edifying to you.